Do you approach God as Father or as someone you still need to prove yourself to? When Jesus prays, Father, into your hands, he is entrusting his life to a Father he knows and whom he knows and loves him as Son. And through him, we are invited into that same relationship. Paul reminds us that we've received a spirit of adoption, not fear, not distance, not a fragile standing before God. He says in Romans 8 verse 15, the spirit you received does not make you slaves so that you live in fear again. Rather, the spirit you received brought about your adoption to sonship. And by him we cry, Abba, Father. Through the Spirit, because of Jesus, we get to cry out, Abba, Father, which means we do not entrust or commit our lives to God as strangers or as employees trying to win God's approval, but as sons and daughters who belong. And yet, when life feels unstable, this becomes difficult to live by, sometimes even difficult to believe. We get consumed by the pressure to succeed, the quiet pursuit of more, the weight of expectations we carry from others and from ourselves, the suffering that sometimes engulfs us, the sense that if we don't hold everything together, something important might fall apart. And slowly, even in the middle of ordinary life, something inside us becomes shaky. So what does it actually look like to commit our lives into the Father's hands? What does Jesus model for us here, even though we will never have to go through what he did? What does he teach us in his darkest moments that help us in our darkest moments? He shows us what to do in the dark. We pray. Not only when trust feels easy, but even when it feels impossible. We pray when life feels steady, yes, but also when it feels like it's just too much. We pray when we feel in control and things are all together, yes, but we pray when we realize we are not in control. We pray when we feel strong and when we feel overwhelmed and weak. Because entrusting, this committing my life to him is not a once-off decision or a once-off action. It's a returning to the Father again and again and again. And slowly something begins to change. And it's not always our circumstances, but our center. We begin to live differently, even to walk through pressure and suffering differently. Then we're not shaped by the patterns of this world, but by the way of Jesus, who entrusted the Father with his life, even in the face of darkness. So choose 3 ordinary moments today, maybe in the morning, in the afternoon, and in the evening. And pause, even briefly, and pray slowly, Father, into your hands. Pray it in the middle of your responsibilities. Pray it when you feel the pressure rising. Pray it when you notice yourself trying to hold everything together. And as you pray, notice what begins to just loosen, what begins to settle. And let this prayer become your way of returning to your Father.